I just really love that Queen of Swords card. She just has like a real glow. Her sword, her gauntlets.
The gauntlets are
amazing.
I like the trump cards in this deck, and I think it shows off Bonifacio Bembo's skill in depicting action figures. They are clear, but also fun to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
At its core, Renaissance Symbols focuses on the 3 decks known as the Visconti Tarot. These are the earliest and most substantially complete of the surviving Renaissance tarot decks. These decks were commissioned by the Dukes of Milan, and they represent the peak of Renaissance craftsmanship and technique.
We wanted to show as many cards as possible and really contextualize them in the Renaissance world in which they were made. Our prayer book of Michelangelo di Besozzo is one of my favorites in the collection. Really, I'm so happy that we have this in the show.
Right, so you're seeing here Renaissance artists at work in many different media. They had to make manuscripts, they had to work on wall paintings, they had to create playing cards. So you're seeing how the artists are very consciously picking certain techniques from different media and combining them in the playing cards to create a new type of object. Tarot began as a card game for an elite aristocratic audience, and a key inspiration was the popular poem by Petrarch called The Triumphs, Triumphi, in the 15th century. Petrarch stages processions of abstract concepts, so chastity defeats love, fame defeats death, time defeats fame, and eternity defeats them all. And this poem provided a conceptual framework for the game of tarot. So Frank, we're looking here at some of the trump cards from the Visconti-Sforza deck.
Yeah, I really love this Justice card. There's a real story going on just in this one card.
Right, and there's a tradition in the Renaissance of depicting specifically the virtues with personifications of female figures and also male figures that enact that virtue.
Okay.
And this is something that we see, for example, in the Cassone panels that we have displayed nearby. So this is the world of the Renaissance put into card form. This papyrus is actually showing a scene of the Egyptian god Thoth, who was the ancient god of magic and writing down the fate of a dead man's soul. Thoth was believed by French occultist writers to be the author of the tarot deck, which they saw as a lost book of ancient magic that told the story of creation. And for these occultist writers, the real meaning of tarot was obscured over the centuries and misunderstood, but they held the key to understanding what it actually meant, even though they couldn't read Egyptian. This led to, in the 18th century, French occultist writers reappraising the history of tarot and seeing in it a secret divinatory magic. For them, it was a tool for predicting the future.
This is one of the highlights of the show for me, these Solabuska cards. This is in the late 15th century, so this is about 40, 50 years after the Visconti-Sforza deck. And this is the first time that you have the pip cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with figural images.
Right. And hundreds of years later, Pamela Coleman Smith, when she was designing her famous deck that's now known as the Rider-Waite-Smith deck in 1909, she was looking directly at the Solabuska cards as a source of inspiration.
Yeah, she's adapted imagery from the Renaissance, but language from that French tarot moment. So this is really like the culmination, incredibly, of 500 years of art that we've been talking about.
And she's also pointing the way forward for artists to adapt that imagery for their own needs and to suit their own audiences and their own moments of time.